Steam, I'm Kaci.
And I'm Jake.
We're excited to take you behind Backbone. This is a detective story set in a dystopian world, actually inspired by the developers' own lives.
Also, you're a raccoon.
That part is also true. Please welcome Aleksandra and Nikita.
Thank you for having us.
This is a game that encompasses two seemingly very different things. We have talking animals, but we also have a very deep subject and a very deep feel to the game. And I wanted to kind of get your take on that, if you wouldn't mind walking us through how that fed into the game.
Yeah, so most of our team is 13 people living in 5 different countries, but like 80% of us are Russians, and we come from Russia specifically. Basically, it informed our desire to kind of tell this story encompassing the social structures of the modern society and like how different systems of oppression talk to each other and how different people are affected by it. And we didn't want to just do it like very literally. So that's why we were looking for like a metaphor and allegory to kind of tell that sort of personal story of finding out basically that the world you live in is not so perfect. Goodbye. Sorry about that. And that's why we decided to take the form of anthropomorphic animals and to present our characters in that made up world, because with that level of distancing, it's really easy to kind of make something relatable, basically.
I want to ask you guys about the art style. And it blows my mind that you would want to do a pixel art game for your first game. Isn't that hard? Why would you want to do that?
Why did you do that, Nikita?
Okay. It was a very small team at the beginning, and we didn't know how and what to make. So we started just like doing pixels, and it seemed to be a pretty fast process, but it was the worst decision we've ever made in our development cycle, because converting real art, then drawing pixels and animating pixels to pixel art is a very tedious process.
Are any of the animals based on people that you guys know or are inspired from?
We put in your wife and your baby.
Yeah.
And a very, very, very tired squirrel.
Oh,
Your wife is a tired squirrel.
Yeah, she wanted to be that because she's like, that's exactly how I feel right now.
Can I build on that a little bit? If you're using your family members as inspiration for characters, they obviously know that you're making this game. They obviously then also have a personal interest in how you all grew up. Do they feel like it's accurate? Are they excited that you're representing it? Or I know some parents like to be a little bit more private about how things were when they were raising their kids.
My mom hates it. Sorry.
I think it's very interesting to talk to you guys about developing a mystery. I mean, this is a story about, a detective going out and solving something. As someone who creates something like that, can you explain the process?
So right now, our solution is to allow player to traverse to the resolution in multiple ways. For example, in our prologue, you have to get into a bar. You can try to find a ticket. You can try to climb through the roof. You can get into that bar multiple ways. The detective is figuring out their way by themselves. So we want to allow the player to feel that, to find their own solutions.
Also, there's another layer of a good detective is not necessarily the person who kind of brute forces their way or solves puzzles or lockpicks the locks. It's somebody who has a lot of empathy and can listen to people and can talk to them. So the main mechanic in Backbone is conversation. And that was a difficult path for us to get to in terms of development. We kind of just decided, conversation is going to be the main mechanic, and talking to people will get you places. And that kind of also plays into that theme of hopefulness and like that you can build that community around you. You can affect people's lives by just listening to them sometimes.
Awesome. Well, Aleksandra and Nikita with Backbone, thank you so much for talking to us. I feel like we learned a lot about the game, but I also feel like I learned a lot about life.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thanks.
I have philosophies now. This is great.
Thank you very much.
So.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.